one thing that comes up for me quite a lot is what that information is that's relevant to the decision that's being made. And one thing that comes up when I'm discussing with family members and with P about what issues might come up is what the reasonably foreseeable consequences are of deciding and failing to decide one way or the other, because that's sort of part of the mental capacity test.
Yeah.
How far down the line of consequences do you think that a person needs to be able to understand in order to be able to understand the reasonably foreseeable consequences of deciding or failing to decide one way or the other?
One of the things the courts tell us we can't do, right? We can't do this crystal ball gazing. We can't go, oh, if that and that and that, and then a meteorite struck over there and his legs fell off there, then this would be the risk. So do they understand it? No. Okay? It's about, we always come back almost to the person on the Clapham omnibus. Right? What would you expect the average person to understand about the risk or the consequences of this action? How far advanced? Well, it's what is reasonable to be expected. Let's not put together every last possible combination. Let's just think about the reasonable steps.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe sort of 1 or 2 steps down the line.
Yeah.
And also, I suppose one thing that crops up quite a lot for me is also the consequence of failing to make a decision. I think that's something that can often be quite overlooked, is for lots of people, making the decision is the important thing, but actually what if the decision isn't made? Is that something that you would also look at?
Definitely. So an LPA so one of the key things I think people have to understand are what are their options, right? Whether I make this decision, whether I make that decision, or whether I make no decision, they're all going to have a risk or an impact or a consequence. And actually, if you're going to decide which of those 3 options you do, including doing nothing, well, you need to understand what that's going to mean and what the impact in the long term and the short term is going to be. So definitely.